So very first possession of the game, Jalen and Jabari, they run a pick and pop. He says Jabari up for a three. Jabari doesn't like it, so they give it back. And right here, Jalen should have passed it probably to Jabari instead of settling for this three, because if he gets that pass into Jabari, that's a pretty easy dunk. Instead, he shoots a three, a contested one at that. So it's probably better decision making needed by Jalen right there. So Jalen's main assignment this game will be zero. He gets caught on the screen here, but he's managed to recover. He forces Dante into a bad spot. He jumps in the air with nowhere to go. He gets his block, turnover. Now he brings it up. He tries to be aggressive. Gets it to Alpi. I think he's probably looking where to go, who's open. Alpi's open. And this is a good cut right here. This is something that players need to work with, especially when you have Alpi. You definitely need a cut because he will find you. Good pass. He just mishandles it. Would have been an easy dunk. Just lack of focus. But it's a good cut, good process, but you need to focus and be able to finish that. So Jalen here attacks in transition. He attacks OG looking to draw the foul. He doesn't get it. Ends up being forced into a bad layup. You can see him asking the ref, like, hey, like, no contact, no foul. Here, Jalen turns on the Jets and he runs in transition again. This time he's against a smaller player in Brunson instead of OG. And he attacks Brunson with his speed. He gets by and he finishes the layup. So this is more of a matter of Jalen just being able to get stronger, to be able to finish this against OG, who is just way more bigger than him, that he can't really bump him off. I think it's important for Jalen to get these reps in, but also to know what you're capable of at the same time. So while this one may have been a bad attempt, he did the right thing here in transition, in my opinion at least, to attack Brunson. Maybe put Brunson in foul trouble, because there's not much that Brunson could do. All he has to do is make sure to finish against Hardenstein, which he luckily does. And yeah, here's some good hands from Fred. Ball goes to Jalen, and instantly he pushes it up to Fred, and he runs a fast break correctly. He goes to the corner. Fred attacks Dante. Gets by Dante really easy. If Jalen isn't there, Brunson isn't there, then this is a quick, easy layup. Jalen runs to the corner correctly, and unfortunately, a shot this wide open, you just have to be able to hit it. Unfortunately, it doesn't. But if Jalen becomes more consistent with his shot making, then that was probably a good shot and a great fast break by the Rockets. Here on the inbound, Jalen forces it to Brooks. Physical defense by OG. Just they try to get an easy layup, and OG's just all on Brooks. Just pushes Brooks, and they end up getting a turnover. Here is a good attack by Jalen. He's open in the corner, and he really can't blow by anybody. And if he ever gets a consistent shot, then he would be really good here in the corner. So he blows right by Dante, even though Dante has to close out, and he blows right by him. And here he draws his contact and finishes. So good attack by Jalen here, and not settling for a shot. Here Jalen commits to some questionable off-ball defense. He really gets bailed out by Brunson here. So he decommits from Dante, who is a shooter. So Green probably shouldn't have done that. And Dante actually ends up cutting to the basket backdoor right behind Jalen. And Brunson probably should have just shot this instead of passing it to Dante into traffic. But yeah, some questionable bad off-ball defense there. You can tell that lately Ime has really been looking at Jalen to be a pick and roll initiator. I will say that Ime probably needs to look at more Jalen and Jabari actions rather than Jalen and Alpi actions. Simply because you have two good defenders here in Hardenstein and OG. OG is very physical. He's really good at getting around these screens. And just Hardenstein and OG, they really play this pick and roll defense very well. OG gets by and doesn't affect anything. So this is why I say maybe this should be Jabari instead of Jalen, because this is just bad spacing. There's nowhere for Alpi to go. He's not going to pop. He's going to roll. Jalen has OG behind him, and Hardenstein is right there. There's nowhere for Jalen to go. But if this was Jabari, Jabari probably gets right here. If Jabari gets there for a set three, Jalen can make that pass to Jabari, and now Dante would have to commit to either getting to Jabari here, or let's say Dylan also needs to be more over here, because this is just poor spacing all around. There's nothing Jalen can really do here. There's no options. He either takes a contested shot here, or he just gives it back to Alpi, where Alpi has to settle for a contested jumper. Just bad spacing. It just really hurts that entire side of the court with Dylan and Alpi being your shooters. Just really didn't give enough good spacing. Just yeah. Again, the Rockets are really trying to get Jalen in transition, and that's probably where he works at best in transition. It uses the Alpi screen right here with this time instead of it being OG, it's Brunson, who's still pretty big, pretty strong, but he's able to get that space, good screen from Alpi, set, manages to, Hardenstein now has to defend Jalen and Alpi, and there's good spacing here. Jalen feeling comfortable, pulls up for a jump shot, open, and knocks it down, and Jalen is a rhythm shooter, so it's nice to get him into those type of positions where he could jump, he could make a jump shot from the mid-range. Here you can tell what kind of game this is going to be. The refs are going to let this be a physical game. They run a pick and roll, and Jalen here has Josh Hart beat, but he feels Josh Hart on him, so he tries to sell a call here. You know, Josh Hart is pushing on his back a little. Jalen feels that he's going to try to go for the superstar call. They don't call it. He ends up throwing up a bad shot. But let's say he wasn't trying to draw a foul there, which he probably should have just played it normally because you can't just let the referee bail you out. He should have either kept on trying to attack Hardenstein or passed it straight to LP. I just got watching probably a terrible beginning to the second quarter. The offense was just terrible, and it's really noticeable that after Fred and Şengün, the best offensive player is probably Jalen because no one else could really create, not just for themselves, but for other people. So I'm definitely starting to notice a trend of Jalen being more involved as a primary initiator in a lot of actions. And it's simply because he's is there, like he's capable of doing it. It's not like he's bad at it. Here he's gonna run a quick pick and pop with Jeff Green. Uses the screen. And he commands this type of control, this type of attention because one, he can drive straight to the basket if they don't focus on him, and two, he is capable of pulling up for that jump shot. He doesn't do it as often as say as Fred, but he is capable of doing it, and if he ever does become a consistent shooter, that will be a part of his pick and roll actions. Wide open jump shot for Jeff Green, but he decides to go for a pump fake, and wow, he had two people open. Ends up getting fouled, but yeah, good action. So Dylan manages to poke the ball out of Hardenstein right here, and Jaden just again the spacing in this fast break isn't that good, especially with Brooks right behind Jaden. So Jaden just uses his speed to get by Hart, ends up drawing a foul. So this is an out of bounds set or action for Jalen Green to get in a position to facilitate or score, seeing whichever. Here's an off-ball screen, gets Jalen cut curls, and Fred looks for him. Now you might think that Jalen's just looking here to score, and he does get into a good position. He gets fouled, but here Jalen's telling Alpi, "Hey, cut, get open. I'm gonna dunk it to you." So here Jalen wasn't just looking to score; he's actually looking for both things. Hey, either I get Alpi an easy bucket, or I'm open for a shot. Boom. He's looking, and he pulls up. He's probably this is an unorthodox jump shot, so he's definitely looking to pass it right here. Ends up getting fouled instead. This one's a long one. So Jalen here helps Alpi on Hardenstein. The recovery here on Grimes isn't the best, but he still tries to contest. The hustle's there. Immediately runs the fast break, gets to the corner, spaces the floor. There's nothing there, so he comes and gets the ball from Brooks. And here again, is this a matter of just having bad spacing, mainly because there are poor shooters in Brooks and in Alpi. So he has OG on him, again, a good defensive player. They're going to run this pick and roll. The spacing is just terrible. There's not much that Jalen can do here, especially considering that Alpi is going to run here when Dylan Brooks is there. The spacing is bad. That would be a bad pass to Alpi. There's nothing that Jalen can do here. Again, you have to pop here, create that space so Jalen can give it to you and you can shoot it. Maybe Grimes comes towards Alpi, close out, and then Alpi could swing it to Brooks if he's more over here. It's just bad spacing, two non-shooters. Jalen has OG on him, great defensive player. Hardenstein's right there. He gets up on him. Not gets up on him, but he had good drop coverage, and Jalen is forced to take a contested step back jumper. Just a little short, but yeah. Here's some miscommunication between Jalen and the rookie. They really need to communicate on if they're switching these or not. You know, Jalen's unsure. Cam definitely doesn't think they're switching. Ends up open three. Here on this pick and roll, I don't think Alperen needs to be this high. I think he could probably drop a little bit. I think he could be more here by the free throw line. And he really gets stuck in no man's land here. And Hardenstein just has a straight line to the cup. And Jalen or Cam need to help on this. I think probably Jalen needs to just come up and defend this because Hardenstein's wide open and Alpi just can't do anything. So Jalen tries his best, but if he's a little bit more quicker and pushes Hardenstein out or something, right, this is an easy dunk. Here's some good defense on Dante from Jalen. Being able to close out. Dante is a shooter and not jumping for this, same discipline. Stay on his feet. Dante tries to drive. He gets around the screen from Julius Randle. Stays on him. Jabari has to help here, or Dylan. But Julius Randle is not going to shoot that because he's more of a bully ball guy, so obviously he's going to drive. And Randle has been bullying, so it's like kind of a relief that he misses that. And Jalen pushes the ball, and he makes the right read here, pushing it to Fred, and Fred has the option to probably drive to the cup, but he ends up giving it to Dylan Brooks, who makes a three in transition. Here is a very risky pass from Jalen, especially since it's so telegraphed, and it's not quick. Dante sees it almost immediately. Like right there, Dante sees, oh, this is a pass for Jabari. Everyone knows that this ball is going to Jabari, and Dante makes that gamble, and he wins it. Here's poor transition defense, wide open shot. OG just runs, just keep going, and no one else runs after him. so he's wide open. Fred shot the ball, but it's really on to Jabari and Jalen to really like, you know, get back in defense off a mid shot. Here, there is nothing that Jalen could really do, especially considering that it's a switch between Julius Randle and Dante, who's a shooter. You could say, okay, he could stick tighter to Dante, but if he doesn't hold on to Julius Randle, then it's just an easy dunk, poster dunk probably for Julius. So he sticks onto here. This is supposed to be a switch, but Dante just they would assume that maybe Dante would like, you know, curl a little bit more, but he just gets the ball and he shoots. There's not much that Jabari or Jalen could have done here. They had to hold on to Julius. Well, Jalen has to hold on to Julius Randle, and Jabari would have switched there, but Julius sets a nice screen, and Dante wide open makes a shot. Again, as primary ball handlers, there's really only two people that could do that, and that's Jalen and that's Fred. So Jalen is going to be featured in a lot of this going forward unless the Rockets make a move for a secondary ball handler that could take some of that away from Fred. They run a pick and roll here. Really good screen. Helps Jalen get free from OG. And Jalen attacks. Gets Hardenstein up in the air with a little bit of a fake, a hesitation. And he finishes a layup here. So a few possessions ago, this was the same action ran by Randle and Dante, featuring Jabari and Jalen. Now, since Randle isn't there, Jalen is able to stay onto Dante a little bit better, and Tate is able to switch off almost immediately off of this handoff onto Dante. So instead of Dante getting an open shot, Jalen is sticking onto him. He doesn't have to worry about a guy coming and cutting. He's going to set this hard screen, and Tate is able to switch off almost immediately, forcing Dante to reset. Brunson's asking for a switch to ISO on Jalen here. Jalen does a good job on sticking onto Brunson, but he fouls him like at the very last second. He does a jump for this hesitation. Stays on him. He forces Brunson into a tough shot. And at the very end, he fouls him on the wrist. This bails him out, basically. This is just an unfortunate possession by Jalen. These are the type of possessions that could really get to you as a player, just messing up something so simple and easy as this. It's just a good process. He's wide open. He knows he could blow by this guy. Punt fakes and just gets by him. Super easy. Great attack and misses an easy layup. And it really does affect you. And he gets back and he attacks again. Again, this is a good attack, especially with 5 seconds left. Like, you really had to get a good shot. And he knows he could get by almost anyone on the court, especially with this much space. He has a great pass to Fred right here, but OG is just a good defender. It's nothing Jalen could do there. Out on OG, but yeah. To start the second half, Jalen gets a touch foul on Dante because he's attached too much on him. He's expecting maybe Dante to keep going, take the screen, or maybe pull up, so he's really on him. And right here, he's just in bad position. Dante could easily blow by him, but he ends up just getting fouled right there. Here is communication discrepancy between Fred and Jalen. So Jalen stays on Dante, Fred stays on Brunson right here. Brunson's going to set a screen for Dante to get open. This is honestly something you should be able to tell that's going to happen since Randle has the ball here. Should be obvious that they're going to set a screen. And really, Jalen should stick onto Brunson here, and Fred should switch onto Dante right here. If they're going to be switching everything, which they can, then Fred should come up onto Dante here, instead of Jalen having to get caught on the screen and having to recover. Here's a quick pick and roll gone wrong. He attacks rim, and OG completely decommits from Dylan Brooks, and he stays onto Jalen Green. So there's 3 Knicks that are going to go on Jalen. There's 4 guys here around Jalen. He gets pretty much trapped. OG completely abandons Brooks. He attacks Hardenstein. Hardenstein's protecting the rim. Julius Randle is here defending the pass, and you have Dante behind him. Pump fakes, and really this would have been an easy pass to Alperen Sengun, but because OG is there and Jalen doesn't realize that, he gets stuck. This would have been an easy dump, but OG completely just messes up this entire action. Just good defense and awareness from OG. Rips the ball from Jalen. Here this is Jalen, well, really Fred taking advantage of this out of bounds. He loses Brunson. Hides behind Sengun. It's not even really a screen, just bad positioning, and he's wide open for 3. Here's good defense from Dylan Brooks and Jalen Green defending this action between Julius Randle and Dante. So Jalen stays on Dante. He stays behind him, and Brooks kind of defends the drive from Dante. Good screen from Julius Randle, but Jalen's able to get around. Brooks right here to stop the drive. Lets Jalen recover, and Brooks is back on Julius Randle. Here Jabari gets in trouble drawing 3 Knicks. Dylan Brooks and Jalen do a good job spacing the floor. Good swing, wide open shot. So here, Dylan Brooks goes to Julius Randle to stop ball. No one is on Brunson. So Jalen here has to get on Brunson right here, stop ball here, and Jabari's going to get on OG. So this is where Jalen probably needs to be a little bit stronger. Brunson's really going to bully his way into the paint, but Jalen does do a good job at making it difficult for him. He stays on him. It's not an easy path for Brunson. Hands up. Brooks does a good job at digging here. Now, Jabari is here to protect the rim, but he should be focused on OG because just a possession before that, OG drained a three from right here as well. Jabari both times left OG wide open, just from overhelping or covering his teammate's man. This is a good fake from Dante. He makes it seem that he's going to come this way. Jalen bites, and then he changes direction and cuts back door. This is a good rotation from Jabari to protect the paint from the layup, and good rotation from Sengun coming onto OG immediately. Good pass. Sengun gets there. Now, there's not much that Jalen can really do here. It's just a really good move from OG. Uses the screen from Dante. And Euros around Jalen. Uses the strength and finishes. 8 straight points from OG, yeah. Right here is good recognition from Jalen Green, seeing that the floor is going to be space and he can attack Dante. Jabari comes all the way over here, so all of this is going to be wide open. Really, only Jalen's going to need to, he could get by him. There's OG who he has to really look at. So he begins his attack. Gets space. Is wide open. Jalen knows that this is easy for him. He drives by very easily, and all he has to do now is beat OG. If OG commits, then that's a pass to Brooks. If OG doesn't commit, then that's an easy layup. If Randall commits, then that's a pass to Jabari. Uses what little strength he has. Again, if he has more strength, then it's even easier for Jalen, but he's able to finish this pretty easily. Here, this is unfortunate transition defense. So Fred misses a point-blank layup. Dylan comes and stops ball on Julius Randle, which forces Jabari to stay on Brunson in transition. So here, Brooks gets on here on Randle. This forces Jalen to cover Dante and OG while Fred gets back in position. Jabari has to stay on Brunson. So Jalen ends up sticking onto OG. Brunson uses his speed against Jabari to just blow by him. Forces Sengun to come up. Jalen has to get on Hardenstein. Brunson, just good attacker, makes a great pass to Dante, which causes Jalen to get half a second late on OG. OG has been making his threes this quarter. So OG has made a three from here and here. So Jalen jumps to contest because OG has been making them pump fake. Misses it. So they finally switch back to better matchups here. Randall's getting a little saucy. This is transition right here. Fred attacks, gets Brooks right here, open three. Again, when you're wide open like this, you have to be able to make these type shots. Good defense from Sengun to help Jaden recover on Brunson. Then once Jaden recovers, he does a good job at sticking on Brunson. Just a quick poke right here, helping Brooks on Randall. Unfortunately, the Knicks are just shooting lights out from three this quarter, while the Rockets aren't. It's a good out-of-bounds play from the Knicks. The screen set. And Brunson's able to make this three. And Jalen here, they're going to run the pick and roll, and it ends up in a good shot. But again, Jalen is unable to make his open threes. He uses Sengun. Sengun attacks Hardenstein. Gets into him. Dante helps. Causes Green to get wide open. Good pass from Sengun. But Jalen needs to be able to make this wide open three. This is 3 in this game, 2 in this quarter that he has missed. He has to be able to make 2 of those open threes. So this is the way the game has been going so far, at least in the third quarter. Fred misses an easy layup, and on the other side, Brunson makes a tough shot. Wide open, misses it. This is good defense from Jabari. He stops Randall from blowing his way into the paint. Good pass here to Dante from Randall. Wide open. Jalen gets a little loss on Brunson here, but he's able to recover well because the pass isn't that great. You know, Brunson needs to be able to be here a little bit quicker. Instead, he has to get to the ball there. He has catch. Good ISO defense from here. Gets around the screen. Sengun does a good job at helping Jalen here on the defense. This forces him into a tough shot. Good defense from Jalen, pushing him off balance. Sengun is right there. Jalen's right there. Tough shot. Ticker hat. So this is poor spacing straight out of off of a made basket. It's a 3-on-2. Tate, Green, and Sengun, but the spacing is very poor. Alper and Sengun is right here in the paint, drawing Hardenstein into the paint. This would have been an easy attack for Jalen, but Hardenstein's there. Remember, when you're running a fast break, you need to spread the floor. This is bad right here, and the team, basically 4 Knicks are already back. Going up to play. OG's on Jalen immediately. The spacing's poor. And at this point, Jalen needs to recognize that he should probably pull the ball back instead of trying to force this pick and roll with Alper and Sengun. Because OG, again, is on Jalen. OG's just too good of a defender, and he's on Jalen. Dante comes in, and you could tell that Alper is like asking for the ball right here, but it's like not much that Jalen can do. He's already in a terrible position. Here's a bad screen from Sengun. Just wait, no reason for him to be that much on him. Here in transition, Jalen sees that he only needs to be OG here, so he attacks him, gets him with a little hesitation. It's only really Jalen and OG hesitates right here, and then he blows by him using his speed. Here, Jalen realizes all I have to do is be able to finish this. Uses the rim to protect his layup, and he makes it. So possession to go, Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart ran this play, except Brunson didn't use the screen. This time he is using the screen. So he gets around, and Jalen helps here, because Brooks honestly doesn't have the foot speed to keep up with Brunson. Good recovery from Green here, and good drive from Josh Hart here. So Jalen plays this well, he contests, but Alpi really needs to become a better rim protector at this point instead of letting Josh Hart get an easy layup. So Fred digs, Jalen is on him, and now all Alpi has to do is just jump up here to stop this from being an easy layup. But Alpi stays on the floor, and only Jalen goes up. Tough layup from Hart, and Hart lays it in. So again, 3 possessions in a row where they run, Brunson and Hart run this pick and roll, and it's just working. So there's no need to switch here. Now, again, Dylan Brooks doesn't have the foot speed to keep up with Brunson, but he's able to force him to a tough shot. Still, someone, whether it's Green or Alpi, and it should be Alperen Sengun, needs to come up here and really help here from preventing this drive. So Alpi comes up, and he doesn't contest, he just stays there. So it's an easy jump shot for Brunson. Here, this is not what you need at this time. Jalen forcing the issue. He runs the pick and roll, and he attacks Josh Hart, but he's just not strong enough to really create the space. He attacks him. He tries to push, not Josh Hart, Hardenstein. Isaiah Hardenstein. He tries to push him, but Hardenstein just stays on him, and he's able to block it very easily. If Jalen was, like, say, like, you know, if that was Dylan Brooks, right, doing that instead with his strength, or Tari Eason, then that would have been an easy layup, right, because he would have been able to create the space to get that easy layup, but it just didn't affect Hardenstein.